In the 20th century, the growth and expansion of the city of Zagreb has left the historic city center neglected and instead developed on the periphery. As a consequence, the capital has become an expansive city with a low population density. Public transport has become inefficient and utility infrastructure expensive to build and maintain. At this time, the dense and compact historical core is crying out for a thorough reconstruction, which was confirmed by the recent earthquake in Zagreb. Numerous formal industrial sites that are lying abandoned in the city center today offer a unique opportunity for the first systematic planning in a long time. The industrial zone closest to the historical center extends between the two main arteries of the city and Zagreb's main railway and bus stations. This area of 45 hectares has one of the most important spatial potentials of the city of Zagreb and is only 15 minutes walking distance from the city center. The area is twice the size of the center of Dubrovnik, or in terms of the potential number of inhabitants, equal to a smaller Croatian city, such as Čakovec. The construction of the Gredelj zone is an opportunity to solve one of Zagreb's greatest urban problems, which is the interconnection between north and south. Due to the railway tracks that were historically laid through the center of the city, the north and south of Zagreb are connected only at 3 points. Respecting the context and local specificities of Zagreb, the plan adopts modern trends in urban development, which were successfully implemented in many other European cities, such as Munich, Oslo, and Zurich at similar abandoned industrial sites. The results of such projects are a balanced and sustainable urban landscape. The development of Gredelj can be executed in a timely manner, considering that the Gredelj zone has only 2 legal owners, which are public entities of the city of Zagreb and Croatian Railways. This makes integral planning easier. With a systematic approach, Gredelj could become a modern part of the city center. Such an environment can offer a better quality of life and work to residents of all ages, lifestyles, and social statuses. In order to achieve a full integration with the historic city center recently damaged by the earthquake, it is necessary to raise the railway tracks in the downtown area, as they are already operating above ground in the periphery of the city. This would allow for a more natural flow of traffic, public transport, and pedestrians. Investment in the construction of the raised railway tracks is a relatively insignificant infrastructure investment for a city such as Zagreb. A good balance of public amenities and the reconstruction of squares and streets, primarily intended for pedestrians, will transform the area of Gredelj into an attractive and affordable walking zone in the city. Gredelj's strategic location is extremely accessible by public transport and pedestrians alike, making it an attractive hub for both work and living spaces. Moving the existing bus station underground to the main city access and connecting it to the existing railway station would create a transport hub that facilitates passenger transit and raises Zagreb's profile as a European location for both businesses and student populations. New construction does not mean the deletion of the existing identity of the space. The backbone of the site's cultural heritage will be preserved, regenerated, and put into new use, along with the integration of green architecture. The revitalization of the industrial heritage, with cultural and social content, raises the value of the entire location. An example of choosing such a method is the future conversion of the Parmelin site into a city library. The revitalized heritage sites integrated into the public space becomes a modern interpretation, but also a logical extension of the 19th century architect Lanuzzi's horseshoe series of parks and public spaces in the north of the central railway station building. Parks and green areas and squares are increasingly permeated with facilities such as markets, museums, or the new Zagreb's HNK nightlife scene, reclaiming the public space. This creates a vital and substantially diverse urban environment, with a unique character and a variety of green architecture of enormous importance to the city and its inhabitants, as well as schools, universities, and public administration buildings. The regenerated site is open, interwoven with public squares and parks of the right measure for a newly formed neighborhood. With sustainability at its heart, attention is paid to distribution of green architecture and open space in order to create the most ideal conditions for work and home environments. The proposed concept design is a framework for designers of individual buildings, whose varied solutions will contribute to the visual diversity of the neighborhood. Various types of green sub-projects are planned for within each block, providing a sustainable mix of usage ranging from education, sports and catering, to business and residential facilities. Such an approach ensures that the activities complement each other, and that the block is full of interesting public amenities on the ground floor, bringing life to the streets. The revitalization of the Gredelj site is a project of urban and national interest because it provides long-term benefits for the entire community. Zagreb will be connected as a whole, getting new pedestrian surfaces and at the same time disposing of unused and abandoned industrial sites in the immediate vicinity of the center. It will become a well-connected transport hub, especially by rail at the time when such a sustainable form of transport has become so widespread in Europe. The most important aspect is to provide Zagreb's residents with a high quality of life and a green, healthy working environment in accordance to the highest sustainability standards, as well as new public amenities and pedestrian areas in the city center. Gredelj is an opportunity to create extensive new facilities in the area, which will be available even during the reconstruction of the damaged center. With the safety of citizens as its focus, the regeneration should also encourage the reorganization and the scattered public sector services currently in place and relocate them to more appropriate buildings. This is a moment where there is a need for long-term, environmentally and socially responsible master planning, which will encourage all professions to work together in the rethinking of space for the benefit of the citizens, of future competitiveness of Zagreb as an even more attractive European destination for life and work.